All right, today I'm joined by my good friend Nick, who's going to talk to us about his job hunt. Nick, how you doing over there?
I'm doing pretty good, thanks.
Wonderful. What city are you calling in from, man?
I'm just outside of Boston.
Oh, I love it. I love it. I only go there once a year for work, but it is. I've only. I mean, in the cities that I have lived in, LA and New York, I would definitely say if you've never been to Boston before, you don't know what a sports town looks like.
That's it. Mhm.
Great, great. So, obviously right now this is actually one of the most brutal job hunts ever, I would say across the board, but for a role like product management that is not in abundance, I think there's an added layer of difficulty. um Talk to us about this time, like what were some of your biggest challenges going into this job hunt, even though you had product management experience?
Yeah, sure, absolutely. Well, I would say my biggest challenge really was getting noticed. When I would apply to jobs, I would look on LinkedIn, and for every job, there looked like there would be, 200, 300, 400, 1,000 applicants for the same position that I was applying for. So really being able to stand out in the crowd and get noticed, and just get that, first email from that hiring manager or from that HR screen was the most difficult process. Often I know for myself and others, where the ATS scanning was just rejecting resumes so quickly that you could be confident that no one was even looking at your resume. And so, when you're applying day after day and not seeing traction, that can be definitely discouraging, especially in comparison to, the few years before where the market seems much more vibrant, and, you were getting, LinkedIn messages about wanting to move to new positions quite frequently. Now, definitely seems like the market has shifted, and it's much more difficult to even get an interview.
I mean, what did that do, like in terms of your confidence level? Because a big part of interviewing, unfortunately, is like showmanship, right? Like you have to go out there and make it like seem entertaining and stuff, and because you're really selling not just the technical acumen of being able to do this job, but also with so many, such a large inventory of qualified candidates. It's about, that's just kind of the baseline, but like the culture fit aspect of it. How were you able to stay positive? Because even the best people out there, like we got people in our coaching program from the best MBAs, unfortunately, maybe have even gotten caught with the fangs. They're still getting rejected half of the time. Like,
Yeah.
how did you stay positive through it all?
I mean, it wasn't easy. You just have to look at it like your second job. It's just a grind, and you just have to. It's at some point it feels like it's just a numbers and statistics game. From probability, the more applications you submit, or the better quality applications and resumes that you submit, you're gonna get some leads out of it. But it's not easy. You just kind of have to continue to grind away and use the resources that are out there to put your best front foot forward.
Got it. With that said, did you track, and I've heard it from both sides of the fence. Did you track any of your metrics? Because some people said like that gave them actually more anxiety. For some people, that gave them more empowerment because they felt like, okay, now I know how many applications I need to send out. That's going to convert to like how many round ones, twos, and then other people are like, I just going to take a look at that.
No, I didn't track. I would say it was, yeah, that would have given me more anxiety. I wasn't tracking anything on that. I was just applying and trying to really zero in on the right fit and the right company, and then, customize my resume to the best of my ability, and you know, hope to see if we got some leads out of it.
Okay, now using some of our resume template and using our kind of guidance on the resume, what would you say was the difference between how many interviews you were averaging before Product Gym and then versus after Product Gym?
Yeah, so for me, it was night and day, specifically when I chose some of the different templates that had that skill section up front. A lot of these job requirements are now putting in a lot of different skills that are kind of adjacent to PM jobs, but are important. And so I noticed as soon as I started using that different resume format that you suggested, my response rate was like 50-60% higher, rather than just getting rejections in the middle of the night. I was just getting way more leads, way more kind of screenings than before.
You have like a ballpark number of how many interviews you were averaging a week?
Probably about 6 to 10.
Whoa, how'd you keep up with that many? I mean, that's a lot of interviews to go ahead and prep for, research. How were you able to go ahead and well, I mean, obviously you got a lot of time to do it, but that's still very energy draining.
Yeah, you just gotta keep up with it, have a good system, know when to research, when to dig in, and kind of based, the amount of research based on how interested I was in the position or how well the position fit with my qualifications.
Yeah. From the time that you started utilizing our resume template and how many, as a result of these interviews, how many offers were you able to go ahead and generate?
I'm still waiting. I have at least two, um, hopefully a couple more.
Oh, that's good.
Yep.
That's a few more than Tom Brady had coming out of school. Uh, how how does it feel now knowing that you have some choice on your hands
It
for
feels
your career?
Yeah, it feels great. Certainly a huge uh, anxiety that's gone away. Being able to kind of convert that and, start to be focused on kind of doing the actual job, rather than going through this application process.
Okay, and then for, I mean, you're coming off. I'm pretty sure the battle scars are still very ingrained in your memory. For the people that are struggling right now, I mean, would you recommend the product and program to them?
Yeah, no, absolutely. Especially all the resume guidance of picking the templates and how to structure your bullets and your accomplishments. That was really crucial, I think, to the success that I had. So I would definitely recommend that among all the other services.
What are other some major takeaways, or like I would say paradigm shifts or like changes in your perspective about how you had to approach job hunting differently this time around versus like any other time before?
Yeah, I think it definitely this time around takes a different level of grit. You really need to kind of go out there, be proactive, message people on LinkedIn, really kind of searching alternate places for job postings as well. It takes a lot of determination, I would say.
Oh, oh man, I'm so happy you're out of it. A lot of my friends in recruiting are telling me that there's still another two more quarters of tech layoffs that are coming. So I'm very happy that at this point in the year you have found shelter or options for shelter
Yep.
and not going to be competing against the next batch of people that are getting ready to land on the field and going for it.
Yep.
Uh, Nick, thank you so much for taking time out of your day to
Of
go ahead
course.
and do this for us, man. You are a very well appreciated project member.
All right. Thanks so much.
Thanks, Nick.